Hi. So Sabina Park continues to be menacing, continues to be wicked, continues to be spicy, continues to create havoc for the batters. If the first day gave an impression that it was going to be that way, second day confirmed that notion that yes, we have landed at a place which is going to rain hell for the batters. And yesterday was nothing short of that. It was hell for the batters. In fact, it has now taken a trend, a pattern has been established in the morning session or so-called afternoon session, because it's a day-night test match. When there is no floodlight and there is daylight, pitch is slightly comparatively better in spite of the grass top it has. But again, when the second session starts and once the lights come up, the pink ball starts to create havoc and magic for the bowlers and creates hell for the batters, and wickets start tumbling left, right, center. And yesterday the same thing happened. Almost by the end of first session, West Indies were finding themselves in a much better and decent position. They had only lost one more wicket and they were looking comfortable and confident after crossing 50 for losing just 2 wickets, and it looked they might come very close to the 225, which is a modest total Australia had put up in the first day. But once the floodlights came in, the pink ball started dirting around, and then in Australia they had their top class 5 bowlers who could be creating havoc with a little help from the pitch. So in Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood, Boland and Webster, they had awesome 5-pronged seam attack, and once the floodlights were on, the ball started moving around a little bit more. These bowlers were all over the West Indian batters like a rash, and they started snatching wickets left, right, center, and finally once again West Indian batters had no clue against the Australian bowlers and they were dismissed for 143, thereby giving them a huge lead of nearly 82 runs. And 82 runs in such a pitch where batting is become so difficult, so tough, was going to be extremely critical. But credit goes to the West Indian bowlers that they also managed to exploit the conditions and they have reduced Australia to 99 for 6. And let's not forget, at one stage Australia was 69 for 6. Then as usual, Cameron Green has started playing the way he has been entrusted to play. That's the trust that has been put on him by Australian selectors and team management, and he has now started repaying, because in the first innings he played brilliantly for a 40 plus score. In the second innings he is still there on the verge of achieving a 50, which would be a priceless 50 on that pitch, and he is undefeated. And with him is the captain Cummins, who is there to give him company. And you know, Cummins can always be very dogged and very stubborn and can hold one end up and allow the established batter on the other side end to score runs. So that has been the way they have played. So after being reduced to a precarious position of 69 for 6, Cummins and Green have taken the score to 99 for 6, and which is a pretty decent now lead they have of 181 runs. So now whatever they will add today in the morning, it will be a bonus, because once they cross a lead of 200, that would be really putting West Indies in serious trouble, and it would be almost very unlikely for West Indies with their existing track record in batting to chase down that total on a spicy Sabina Park pitch in under the floodlights. If they can do it, it will be a miracle and all the credit would be to them. But right now it looks tough. But for that, first Australia needs to add 20 to 25 runs at least for the last 4 wickets, which they should be able to do, because in the afternoon without the floodlights, batting would be slightly better than it would be in the second session. So it is now, the test is heavily loaded in favor of Australia. Australia are the huge favourites to whitewash West Indies in this series 3-0. They have already won 2-0 and won the Frank Worrell Trophy. Today we may be watching a whitewash by Australia, but then Test cricket is Test cricket. It is a game of uncertainty, so we cannot rule out a miracle. So let's hope for West Indies' sake they can do a miracle and prove the prediction wrong. But we'll find it out as the day starts and progresses today. Let's wait for that. Thank you.